Claire, do it.
Blog Talk
Claire.
Radio.
There you are. That's Claire. Okay. Let's see what we do tonight. Oh, that's right. We always start off with, what do we call this show?
We still don't know, but fortunately, Sniper's not here, so we can't be making fun of him this time.
I know. There goes half our show.
I know.
Now what are we going to do?
And Naruto's not here, so they're going to be making fun of Naruto this time.
I don't know. We're just like, it's me and you. And
Yes,
I can't think of good ways to make fun of you, and I'm hoping it's vice versa.
Maybe.
No, not even close. Okay. He's like, no, I got plenty, dude. We can make 3 hours worth of this stuff. Yeah. So, no. Anyway. So, yeah, nothing special. Nothing whatever. We're just going to be a whatever show tonight. So, there you go. Feel free to tune out, whatever. We don't care. Anyway. But 3D TV is a failure. Just like us. There you go. See, but they spent billions upon whatever to be a failure, whereas we didn't. See, so we're doing better than they are. So,
Well, 3D itself is one thing, but there is always virtual reality, which I've been hearing a bit more about. Have you heard of the occult rifts, Chris?
No, but that's like 3D versus 3D TV. 3D TV was like a technology station that just failed. So, but anyway, what about technology? What?
Well, the occult rift is something I've been hearing bits and pieces about here and there. Essentially, it's a large, a helmet kind of goes over your face and then begins to project, from the helmet itself, images all around you from whatever you would be watching. So then 3D in that respect.
Oh, okay.
Also surround sound and whatnot. And they were doing a bit of testing. I was hearing one thing. And to test how real people would react to the virtual reality, it was a virtual guillotine to see if there'd be any sort of side effects.
Okay. Just to see if you'd actually die or whatever?
And there was, none of those kind of theorized effects, but one effect that people noticed was that, other than a sickening feeling in their stomach, is that they would have an odd tingling in their neck, which wouldn't go away for about an hour or so.
Oh. Because your brain figured, hey, yeah.
Yeah, your head's been cut off.
Huh. It's kind of weird.
So it's interesting. And it'd be interesting to see how using the occult rift on some more violent video games would affect you.
You know, they've actually done testing on the new 3D stuff. You know, you're watching movies and all that, and they've got it so good that, like, literally there's certain things they can show you. Your brain cannot differentiate whether it was real or not. So they're getting really good at the stuff, you know. Imagine what it'll be like in another 10 years.
Matrix?
Well, no. I mean, like, did you ever watch that show Caprica?
Caprica? I don't believe so.
It was Battlestar Galactica. Then the Battlestar Galactica had where the Cylons came from, and this was basically the original interface that they were using for Cylon logic. It was just in a thing, and they made it a video game world where you put these glasses on, you went in, and it kind of interfaced with your brain, and you really felt like you were there, and you could die in there and everything. So, but you could, like, you wouldn't die in real life, like, you know, Matrix type thing. But yeah, it's kind of different. So, but yeah, it's getting there. It's going to be really weird in another 10 years, because then you'll have people telling you, "No, dude, I saw it." And you'll be like, "No, you didn't. You watched the movie. I saw the same movie." Like, oh, you were there too? No, you're just no. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. What else we got? Oh, hey, you want to see what humans are going to look like in 100,000 years?
Interesting. Show me.
Yeah. So this is, of course, the evolution people, to which case there's an interesting, fun discussion. Do you believe in evolution?
Sure.
Why?
Just carbon dating. It seems like a reasonable enough idea.
Carbon dating is resistant on the aspect. Okay, here's the funny deal with carbon dating. Is carbon dating relies on the aspects that the carbon amounts in the atmosphere and stuff like that were consistent. But even evolution says they would have had to change at some point. So how could they be consistent? You know, it's like, no, at some point carbon dating would fail you. But they want to use that as a staple to say yes. So anyway, so they figure in another 100,000 years, our eyeballs and forehead basically are going to get bigger and bigger. And so we'll just have super massive eyeballs for some reason. because, the sun's going to get bigger and bigger too, and we'd want larger eyeballs at that point, right?
It should get funny as they progress.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, would you go out with her? She's got a little biggish eyeballs. I'm like, no, probably not. You notice how they also make them look more monkey-ish, but according to them, we're moving away from monkeys, not towards them?
It looks more E.T. than monkey.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, more E.T.-ish. That's what they figure. We're becoming aliens.
Well, theoretically, if we find a planet with aliens, then we are the aliens, not them.
Maybe they're figuring the sun's dying out, and that's why we need the bigger eyes.
Well, yeah, the sun would eventually begin to lessen. I mean, all suns go through natural lives. Have been shown to go through a sort of lifetime. So essentially, the sun itself will then eventually die in time.
Oh, and our eyes are going to shine like cat's eyes, apparently. Larger tissue behind the retina would help protect the eyes from cosmic rays.
Of course, that's completely just theory, because we don't have any, let's say, animals existing on a planet with a red sun where we could then study the animals themselves to see how the red sun affects them. So aged sun, we don't know how it would actually affect anything. They're just taking random guesses on how the aging of the sun will affect the planet.
I can't believe you would say there's not another planet with alien life forms on it and this and that, considering we can't even find, bacteria anywhere else. Okay.
Well, Mars once had bacteria.
Well, they believe it did, but they can't prove it came from that Mars. So, for all you know, it was a comet that hit Mars that had the bacteria. So.
True, but they did also. I've also found, not found, but I've heard stories of how Mars also originally had water.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that one too.
So does that mean that, in theory, that in time we may be able to actually terraform Mars?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Because we'll get along to that. And how many billions of years would that one take?
Long time before we actually people bother spending money on it. It's not that we don't have the technology that far away. It's how long would the technology be cheap enough that people are willing to spend on it?
Yeah, well then you're going to have Planet Google, and Planet Microsoft, and Planet whatever, the Apple. But the Apple will have the planet that they like. Part of the deal with the contract on the planet was that they had to hollow out one side of it so it looks like an apple. Yeah, that's, but Apple devised a way to do it and keep the planet stable because Apple's just cool like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so there's your Earth people in like 10,000 years. Oh, you know what? I should post this to everybody on the room so that they get a clue of what we're even talking about. That would be genius, wouldn't it?
Yeah. My understanding, though, is the whole alien idea is that people always talk about aliens.
No. I'll get there.
But they never actually think about the possibility that if there are aliens, who's to say that they are more advanced than us? Who's to say that they're not just this race of these cow-like creatures just wandering about a plain-like planet?
Well, see, we always talk about that too, and like the aspects of aliens that we've had this discussion before. So aliens would be like, okay, they've reached our planet. Obviously, they're going to be able to destroy us by the billions because their technology is going to be blah, blah, blah. How do you know that they aren't like, they're just really good at making spacecrafts, but they have no clue what wars are? I mean, because depending on which theory you want to play with and which religion you want to play with, okay, let's say their planet never was corrupted by sin, okay? So while we have sin running amok and we have like wars and blah blah blah, they never had any of that. So their Tower of Babel was not a bad thing; it was a good thing. They can still communicate all in the same language. They were able to devise and do things amazingly in terms of their technology because there's no fights, there's no arguments, there's just progress and progress. So they show up this peaceful little place and we're like, kill it. Just kill it. It must be able to kill us. We need to kill it. So how do you know they weren't just really good at making engineering stuff?
Well, one theory of that, if there is, for instance, no sin and it is a utopia, in a utopia there's no reason to increase your technology because you've already reached utopia.
Well, no, they're able to. Obviously, they've progressed further than we have in the space realm too, and they detected this sad little planet called Earth, where like, oh my gosh, they like kill each other, and we can help them. So, or, I don't know. Maybe they just view it and see like, oh my gosh, look, they use these gasoline-driven cars and they're ruining their planet. We need to help them. So they
Maybe.
have to help us. And yeah, we help.
I still don't often believe in the main theory of aliens because people have even begun to theorize any real ways of traveling at speed necessary to reach other planets, let alone find one with life and actually reach it.
It's only 67 billion light years away or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't even know. That's not an accurate quote. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what it is. So maybe they could use this $3 million Winnebago to get there.
Wait, Winnebago?
Yeah, it's like
I'm not familiar with Winnebagos.
You're not a Winnebago?
I don't believe so, actually.
Let's see. RV? Be another word for it?
I know an RV.
Yeah, RV. That'd be the deal. So yeah, RV.
What is this monstrosity?
This is a $3 million Winnebago. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing. It's literally huge. I don't even know.
I cry a tear for the money wasted in making such a monstrosity.
Well, it's monstrosity, yes. But would you, like, if you want it on like a sweepstakes, would you take it, or would you just be like, no, you must disassemble the thing?
I'd sell it and use the money for something more useful than a $3 million Winnebago.
Okay, so you just want a $3 million Winnebago. What do you do with the money?
Let's see. Feed myself for a while. That's definitely one option. Millions of dollars. Buy some games, live a more comfortable life.
Buy games? You have a good game. You don't need a new one.
I think in general, if you have an extra $3 million, you can just use it for your extra expenses and just continue to live an ordinary life, but with a little more royalties of life thrown in there.
Okay, so you got $3 million Winnebago. Do you sell it and buy you, a $1.5 billion or $1 million Bugatti because it's cheaper?
I think my first option is buying the most expensive computer I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. So you did that, and then like a couple of months later, it's not so new, and there's something new out. But you go. You got.
Yeah, I got $3 million. Buy the next one, and then some.
Yeah. So you don't want to waste the money though.
Still live off of ramen cups. It's more than reasonable.
The $1 million. No, there's a story. There's a story at $8 million millionaire who lives off ramen noodles. Film at 11. Yes. So. Hello, Mr. Guest, whoever you are. We have somebody in our chat room. Yes, we have a guest in our chat room. Yes. We have a caller. Let's see if we can get him to call in. That'd be kind of cool. So the call-in number is 718-506-1599. We'll see if we can get the call in. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. We've seen this
here for us talking about Snipo, so maybe
yes.
Disappointed.
We could put them on the show and then pick on them. That'd be great. We have to find out whether they're scared of kangaroos, though. So, let's see. What else we got? Nothing. Most disgusting. No. Jen and Justin, friends. Who cares? Next. Superman sucks. One battery to power an entire village. That's going to be that new. Have you seen that stuff? The where they take the wafers, they burn it on a CD, and they're literally taking. I forget what it is. It's basically the next generation battery though. It charges in like 10 seconds and it'll last like 4 hours. It's going to be kind of cool. It'll revolutionize your cell phone. It's dying. Here, plug it up for 10 seconds. Thanks.
Yeah, but here's the issue with that. If these things are so effective, then how are companies making as much money off of them?
It's new technology currently. So, and the corporate world's going to be in there and go, we make a good living off of batteries. We're not sure we want your product, so why don't we buy you and shelf it for a little while? But then because they posted on Google how it was done, or YouTube how it was done, then people are going to be all like, oh, well, we figure it back out. And so then there'll be a little war, and then eventually, 10 years from now, we'll have batteries that last an amazing long time.
I love the little 10-year bump before we actually get technology. That's always a fun thing. Which one thing that this $3 million RV reminds me of, you ever been into a large store in some of the more city areas which are designed entirely for the fabulously wealthy?
Yeah. You mean Neiman Marcus or Neiman Marcus? Which one? Neiman Marcus or Neiman Marcus? Yes.
I've just been in stores like that, and I think that's the most I've ever been disgusted in the store. Here, we're going to sell you this plastic chair for $300. I mean,
yeah.
there you couldn't even buy a candy, which wasn't at least $100.
Yeah,
Their gift bags cost money. I mean, it was.
Yeah, some of the stuff in stores, you just kind of shake your head and go, "Are you serious?" It's fun to walk around and go, so just to see, oh, look at there, whatever. And you're like, "Geez."
Oh, look, it's a plastic dress with sequences on it. $3 million.
Yeah. Did you know Kanye cheated on Kim now, supposedly?
Celebrity marriages. They never last.
No, they're not even married. They're just having babies.
Oh, I see.
Which that is actually a growing trend, by the way. That is, it's one of those things that's just happening because everybody's seen their parents getting divorced. But literally, the new thing is to just have babies, don't get married, and it's predominantly hitting the Mexican community. To which case, they've been for a long time the community of people which, hey, you get married, fool, and it's even affecting their communities now. So it's like. Yeah.
I recently heard a story about how a player on the Jets has 14 children. He doesn't even know their names.
Jeez. See, that's where one of the major flaws of, society in general, okay? And you can look at any society you want, any generation you want, any whatever. The biggest flaw of society is one of those human elements, which is selfishness. I mean, just straight up, if you cared more about your fellow individual as opposed to yourself, you'd probably be willing to give up some things, this and that, Not to say you'd put yourself in, a homeless shelter over helping them, but at the same time, you'd be like, yeah, I do have an extra $20. Maybe I can help you out with this thing. And then, if we pull together as a community and I'll put $20 together, hey. But we do that in some spurts, oh, there was a tornado in Oklahoma. We must help, So we do it in spurts like that. But overall, it's more like, well, we feel better about ourselves now because we, helped them. So it's just, yeah. But, Mr. Basketball player guy, if he weren't so selfish, then maybe he would know his children's names. So, I don't know. Yeah, this woman is yuck. She's got tattoos all over the place. I don't understand why. Well, I don't understand celebrities' actions for a lot of things. So, Superman sucks. There you go.
The movie sucks, or people like Superman? Or?
As in the movie, apparently sucks. But this,
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, well, it just hit theaters and stuff. And
a new one? Wasn't there already one? Or
no, the new one came out
Is it just another Superman remake, or is it Superman to the last Superman?
It's I think a brand new one. And it's not the last Superman. This is a whole new one. And I think it's supposed to open Friday, if I believe correctly. I don't know. I'd have to look that up, and I'm not really that interested. But yeah, apparently the movie's going to suck. So save your money, people. There you go.
But wait, who says it sucks? Because we were talking not too long ago how you weren't too fond of movie critics.
Well, I know. Yeah, movie critics are pretty stupid. Pouring out the film. Yeah, I was going to mention that too. That don't necessarily believe what they're saying. The deal would be, okay. Here's how you evaluate whether a movie sucks or not. Okay, don't go watch it opening day. There'll be other nutsos that do that for you. Okay, don't go watch it. Maybe even opening weekend unless it's a really one you really want to see. Then you can be the nutso who went and saw it. Okay, but don't do that. Okay, what you do is you sit back and you wait until Monday morning when everybody got bored over the weekend and they went, oh yeah, Superman's out. They went. Okay? So then you find the people and you go, how is Superman? And they'll be like, dude, waste freaking $30, or whatever it is now. And so they'll tell you whether it sucks or not. If it's good, okay, maybe you can go see it, maybe not. But really what you should do is not go see the movie for 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, it's going to hit the dollar store, the dollar movie theater. Go see it then. Dollar theaters are fine. You can go see it really, really cheap. Cost you $1, $1.50 nowadays because dollar theaters aren't exactly around. But, dollar theaters, $2 theaters, somewhere in there still exists. Go watch it then. The screen's still fine and big. The sound system's still what they had, as of 5, 10 years ago. and you're dealing with a theater that not everybody wants to go to because they want the big flashy new one that serves you food the whole time and stuff. So they'll go to that place, but meanwhile you save your money over going to the new stupid theater movie thing and spending. What's the last movie you saw in theater?
I don't even remember. I haven't been to too many movies lately.
Me and my wife, we go on occasion. We usually will do it through Groupon, to which case you can get $5 tickets. So there's $10 on just tickets. And then when you go there, we'll go to like the movie tavern things where you get food while you eat. And we'll walk out of there paying still $30 to see a movie. So it's like, it's $30 to see a movie, and that was even with a discount. God.
I think the last movie I went to was the latest Star Trek.
Yeah, we went and saw that one when it came out. Groupon, the whole deal. And yeah, it's still $30 just to see the new Star Trek. Meanwhile, we'll sit back and watch it, and we'll watch it at the Dollar Theater, which Dollar Theater is not too bad. When's the last time you went to Dollar Theater?
I don't think I've ever been to a Dollar Theater.
Really? You should go, man. They're good.
Not many up here in the mountains.
No. What y'all? Do y'all still have the drive-in theaters?
I think somewhere. There used to be one when I was little, but I'm not sure it's still around.
They opened a brand new one here where I'm at. Brand new. It's kind of cool. They do double features still and the whole deal. The only problem with it now is instead of charging by the carload, they charge by the person. So, but it's about $8 a person. So it's not terrible, but at the same time, it's about what you get.
Yeah. The old one we went to used to charge like that. So all the children used to be stuffed in the trunk with blankets over us.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what's in Dollar Theaters right now is G.I. Joe, The Croods, Oz, Escape from Planet Earth. That's the main movies that are out there. There's a couple other ones, but not worth mentioning. See? And those aren't terrible movies. You could see them. They're about 3 months old, roughly. So, not too bad. But the deal is they're not the movies everybody's talking about anymore. They're just kind of in the back shelf. But, hey, if you hadn't seen them, $2, baby. $2. Nice cheap date for the wife. Works out great. So you can just do that all day. Just about out of things to talk about. What do we want to talk about?
I don't know. We have 6 or 7 minutes.
Worst Chewbacca imitation ever. Really? That's news? Maybe we could talk about how the heck did they pick this news? I mean, seriously.
When you think about it, they would be aiming for the general audience. And that does not speak well for the current populace of America if that is the general audience.
It's also heard what? Oh, this is a video. Can't watch that one. I don't want to watch videos right now. Non-burst sexual predator suspect. Who cares? Next. Miss Iowa is missing one key feature. Oh, have you heard about this chick?
No.
She's missing one of her limbs. It's not exactly missing, but it's like missing from, I think it's right around the elbow up on her left arm.
No, it's like a prosthetic arm?
No, she doesn't have one. She didn't do prosthetics or nothing. She just doesn't have one.
Like, she didn't bother getting a prosthetic arm. She just doesn't have an arm.
Yeah.
She's been born without it or lost in an accident?
I don't know. I didn't research it that much. I just heard about her. We could find out. We got 6 minutes, right? Yeah. Miss Iowa. She's not bad looking either. Go figure. She's beauty pageant winner. But she's a blondie, so it's not exactly doing it for me, but,
I've never heard anything good about beauty pageants.
Her name is Nicole Kelly.
I've mainly heard stories of mothers forcing their dreams on young children, dolling them up like some sort of dress-up doll and throwing them out into the world.
Yeah. Let's see if it tells us how she lost her arm. Born, may have been born without her. Oh, she was born without it. Okay. Didn't stop her, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So she was born without it, apparently. So there you go. But yeah, she's won a bad beauty pageant, to which case I'm kind of like, it's good to see progress like this, but the problem is then they seem to think progress like this equals that now we can throw gay people into beauty pageants with women too, and that's just overboard. But I love progress like this where as society we went ahead and went, who cares if they're not perfect? It's great. Love it. So
back in the age of Sparta, if any child was born with any kind of physical deformity, they'd be thrown into a pit.
Spartacus?
Yeah, no, Sparta, as in the
Sparta.
Sparta.
Yeah, I get you what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of the deal, but Yeah, it's
And ironically, they were considered some of the more progressive of the Greeks because they actually had equality among men and women.
yeah. So they say. Hollywood is going against Obama. Wow. What did he do that they didn't like?
I don't know. It's Hollywood. I never trusted their opinion.
Yeah, really. I'm with you on that pretty much. They're like, I don't trust Hollywood and I don't trust the critics, but I go watch their movies and know how to do it cheaply. Yes, I'm with it. Smart rifle turns what? High-tech tracking smart rifle turns anyone into a sniper. Okay. I guess it deals with your eyes and them. This thing looks weird. Okay, how much is this rifle? So-called smart rifles range from $22,000 to $27,000. Even backpacked with Wi-Fi. Oh, and you can have YouTube on your gun. Yes. Yeah, that's not bad though. I mean, if you think military-wise though, they'll do $20 a pop all day just to have snipers, elite snipers all over the place. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, bringing up Hollywood, I always think of L.A. One of my favorite quotes of L.A. was from Futurama. You're in Los Angeles, but there were gangs of 10-year-olds with guns. Exactly, you're in L.A. But everyone was driving around in cars shooting at each other. That's L.A. for you. But the air is green and there's no sign of civilization whatsoever. He just won't stop with the social commentary. And the people are all phonies. No one reads.
Well, people read. Yeah. See, this is why we need three people. This is the aspects of the shows where me and you are running low now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? Now, in theory, we'd eventually get really good at this and we could do 2 hours. No issue. But, yeah, we're far from that right now. Maybe if we actually worked on content. What do you think? We actually picked... Maybe if we actually picked a show name.
That would help. Or, pick out our choices of what we're going to be talking about, an hour in advance.
Well, I tried to do that with everybody one night, and I said, pick a thing, and nobody picked a thing.
We were getting around to it. It just took time.
Yeah, see, so you need 3 hours. That's the deal. Not
we got to work our way down to one.
Oh.
It'll happen in time.
Okay. Living in the race of racism. What? How is this the race of racism? I mean,
as in, there is a race involving racism?
Yeah, but that it's like interracial marriages and stuff like that. But I don't understand how they're still saying we're the race of racism when we're not Chicago streets blasting people, for their skin color with water hoses and stuff. We're just, one of those things of, interracial couples. Okay, it's one of those things that's going to happen. We might look, do a double take if we see it, but for the most part, you aren't harassing them. We're not holding things going, you can't come in this grocery store, things like that. So how are we the racial generation here, or racial age of race, whatever, No, did it. It's just one of those way to make a news story, I guess.
Suppose so.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore. What? Can the Patriots fix T-Bell? Why would they need to fix him? Dude, he's getting talked about all over the place. They think they need to fix him?
I wouldn't know. I'm not up in my football.
Tim Tebow's the one NFL quarterback last year that was all gun-ho for Christ, and then made news all over the place about it. And now they view that as a bad thing. Go figure. I wonder who it is that really views that as a bad thing.
Well, maybe when you said gun-ho, he was literally gun-ho. I mean, armed to the teeth.
No.
That could be a bad thing.
No, he wasn't. Otherwise, they would have won. So in which case, it's a little late to talk about this today, but we'll talk about it tomorrow in terms of if I were to build a football team or basketball team, how would I do it? I've had this discussion before. People think I'm nuts, but here's what you do. You use martial artists, okay? You get specialized martial artists. They go do their thing. You win, okay? In the story, we'll give you details on how to do it tomorrow. You have to tune in for that. See, this is called the teaser. Yeah. and hopefully it'll be a good enough teaser that anybody will come, because sumos are involved. They are martial artists. Yes, they are. All right, y'all have a good one. And
are you sure they're martial artists?
Yes, they are. I'm sure.